Okay, perfect. Now, what were you saying?
Keep the crying to a minimum. Like
I
when
mean, my whole thing is, I mean, listen, you can't be upset because I do the same thing that y'all do. Do y'all play on y'all's own sometimes? Yes or no?
Hey, bro, don't worry about it, bro. We don't
yeah,
got
I
to
was
do too
about
much
to
chatting.
say
We
like
don't got to do too much
you the
chatting
one
about it. You
started
want to be
this, bro.
soft, so cool.
Anyways, welcome to Four Panthers fans only. Yes, things look a little bit different. Do not panic. This is not a regular occurring thing. Um, Obviously, we still have our live streams and everything on Friday nights. However, this is actually the official game review for the Carolina Panthers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much once again for being here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. So you that you're notified of all content that we release. If you missed it, we did a game day, excuse me, a game day vlog last week when we visited Las Vegas. Definitely highly recommend you go check that out right now if you have, spare 10 minutes, and then just to come back to the episode after this. But like I said, appreciate you guys for being here. Um, and yeah, I'll let the cast say what they need to say before I kind of go into my soliloquy on the game on Sunday. Tough loss. Tough loss. That's all I'll say right now. That tough
Yeah,
loss.
you were in the
Good
building, weren't you?
afternoon.
I say you were in the building, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in the building. I was in the building. I actually pulled up on Jake before the game. Jake is one of the white dudes that y'all saw on the on the Vegas vlog. I think there were like what? There was two of them out there with us. But yeah, Jake's a really good friend from college. Pulled up on him before the game. Went to the game with him as well. Started off. I think I watched the first quarter in my seat, and then I joined him and his family for the rest of the game. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I wasn't in attendance to see that. Main reason why I want to stay at home, save a little bit of money, save a little bit of heartbreak down there in Charlotte. But I mean, overall, I think the game was competitive for the most part. I honestly think there was a couple missed tackles here, drop passes there that kind of changed the trajectory of the game that happened in key moments. But I mean, you can see that the offense looks better. Um, they show that they're a competitive football team. So I think at certain points of the game they can compete with anybody. It's just, do we have the mental capability to not make those mistakes and key points and moments of the game? Which I don't know. That's very telling with this team. So that's something that's left to be desired. Something we'll find out throughout the duration of the season. But I mean, if you want to be, in one of those conversations to where your division is not good, and you want to have a chance at fighting for that, then something has to change drastically. And I told y'all this was a game for me where I'll let everybody know how I truly feel about this team. It was one of those games where it's like show me twice to make me a believer, and they didn't. Needless to say, but yeah, that's kind of how I felt afterwards.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
Agree
we'll
with
get
what part?
into it.
Agree with
Well,
what part?
I mean, I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you your opinion, so I won't say I don't agree with it. But I'm interested to see what you have to say.
I
I'm
mean,
interested to see what you have
you're
to say.
typically wrong when we go in different directions like this. So I mean,
No, I don't necessarily know if that's true. I don't know if I agree with that.
and then at the end of the season, you're the one that's most hurt about it because somehow you didn't see it coming. So cool. Hey, you can go take that stance by yourself and take all of your fucking fans with you because I know they can watch that ride. So cool. Take all of them with you, and then when you standing along with them on the other side of the field, don't come back over here. Oh, I told you so. Yeah, don't come back over here. Stay where you at.
You shouldn't be wanting you shouldn't be cheering against our team just to prove a
I'm
point.
not. I'm not.
Like, that
I'm
shit is
not
it's
cheering.
sad, bro. It's sad,
I'm
really.
not
It's sad.
cheering against the
It's sad.
team. I'm being realistic. Something that this fan base fails to realize, and because you drive this train of just like unrealistic expectations, you do this shit all the time. And
It's
I'm
optimism.
no.
Dude, hold on. Before you even go on this
At a
long
certain point,
soliloquy,
it's delusion. It's not.
before
It
you even
becomes
go on
delusion.
this long soliloquy, yes or no, did me and you both have us losing this game pre preseason predictions and literally 2 or 3 days before the season started, did me and you both have us losing this game? Yes or no?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so it changes. To me, this changes nothing. Like, this changes nothing. And then when I saw the Bengals 0-3 coming to Charlotte, I knew what time it was. You thought the NFL was going to let the Bengals go to 0-4, Joe Burrow?
I mean, the NFL didn't have to do or whatever you want to say. It's
You didn't
just
see the way they were hoeing us?
It's just players. Even after that, it's players didn't make plays. Like, literally, I can count out like 2 or 3 plays. If you make those plays, that changes the whole outcome of the game. Like, it sounds crazy, but mentally, that shit is spot on. If Nick Scott makes that tackle at the goal line, that shit changes the outcome of the game. You're going to halftime 14-14. And what kind of morale does your team have when you go into halftime 14-14? It changes the outcome. If you make a tackle on Jamar Chase in the middle of the field and don't let him get a 63-yard touchdown off and make them have to march down the field, that changes the trajectory of the game. If you're Diontae Johnson and you catch at least 2 of those balls in the end zone, matter of fact, at least one. Give me one. That changes the outcome of the game. If you're XL and you catch that, third down pass, that changes the trajectory of the game. Like, so it's a couple things that I can point to that would have changed the outcome of the game that didn't have anything to do with the NFL hoeing us or anything like that. It's just niggas can't make plays. It's simple as that. Niggas did not make plays when they had the opportunity to. Simple.
Clock my tea.
Yeah, it did.
I'm weak.
shut
But
that
yeah,
shit
we're
down quick.
definitely gonna get into the game. Tell me how you feeling. I see you got your little trucker hat on.
Yeah, we're back, man. You know, I feel
y'all
I
beat
feel
them sorry
good.
ass Giants by 4 points. But go ahead.
I feel good. I mean, yeah, sorry, but y'all couldn't beat a winless team, so you know, it is what it is. But
What
like
would
I
the
said,
Bengals do to
I'm
y'all?
not gonna come for y'all if you don't come for us. Just let us be, bro. We're gonna be a very mediocre team this year. Just let me enjoy my wins when they come. We're only gonna have about 9 of them, maybe 10 if we're lucky.
As long as you don't count that Washington, as long as you don't count either one of those Washington games, you'll be okay.
Oh, Washington is for real. They might win the chip. They might win the chip.
And then you go too far.
They might win the chip. Okay. I mean, when you have more touchdown drives than you have incomplete passes, and you're 4 weeks into an NFL career, what leads me to believe that they can't win a chip? I mean,
can I just ask you a question? Or actually, are you gonna lie? Before I ask you a question, are you gonna lie? Are you gonna lie before I ask you a question?
What's your question, bro?
You know,
did I tell you that they were gonna be that this year? Yes or no? Just yes or no. No context. Just say yes or no. Okay.
I mean, you said they would win the division.
Perfect.
You said they would win the division.
Cool. Perfect. That's all. Sometimes you just need acknowledgement. Sometimes you just need acknowledgement. That's
okay.
It.
Cool. But you also said Carolina was going to win the division. So I mean, you know, hey,
did I?
It happens, bro. Yeah, you know, we hit every now and then.
I would have to go back and look at that.
I mean, you could just go back to next week or last week. You don't even got to go that far. You said it last week. So, yeah.
Well,
but I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. It was fun being a Panthers fan for Sunday.
Yeah, if y'all
want I was rocking with y'all, man.
Yeah, if y'all want that picture, you can definitely DM the page. I'll send it
almost.
Over.
Look, I walked into the grocery store, saw a nigga in a Cowboys fit, almost started talking shit to him.
It's just so easy to do, right?
I was in that black and blue. I said, yeah, I just feel like I gotta pop my shit now.
And I just don't know why. Nigga that won 3 games in the last like 25.
I don't either. It just felt it was the energy. It was the energy.
Hey Terrence, we inspired them. We inspired them. That's all.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it.
That's all.
I know you need acknowledgement every now and then. So
sometimes that's all we need in this world. Sometimes you just need to feel a sense of appreciation. That's all we need in this world, right? Or that's just soft.
How do I?
Now everybody want to mute up. Cool. But nah, man. Appreciate y'all again for tuning in. This is very what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't even know. This is very different for it. Yeah, I mean, it's very different for us. Like I said, this is not normal for Panthers fans, only for the actual official episode. for a particular week. So if you're new here, highly encourage and recommend you go check out the playlist for Panthers fans only. Check out the podcast as a whole. See how we do it with the full length production and everything like that. Because I think that's what makes us unique is the fact that every single week we do a full production. This week, I just couldn't make the drive, unfortunately. You said what? Oh, I'm weak. I just couldn't make the drive, unfortunately, just because there was a storm passing through North Carolina, another one towards the eastern part of the state, and I just couldn't get stranded. And off of that, thoughts and prayers to our friends in the western part of the state, as well as all the other states that have been hit by Hurricane Helene. Really, really devastating shit. Like no cap. Our content manager Dylan is actually, fuck you, dude. I need to mute the chat, bro. But yeah, our content manager Dylan, he actually resides in Asheville, man. And so, thoughts and prayers over to him and his family, his girlfriend, and things of that nature. Tough situation. And yeah, man. Yeah, just everybody stay prayed up. Like I said, y'all are in my prayers, y'all are in FPFO's prayers. And anything that I can do to help personally, shoot us a DM or whatever the case may be. And I personally will take that on. Have a pretty solid network. And whatever we can make happen that's plausible, we'll make it happen for sure. So yeah. Just definitely wanted to acknowledge that to start the podcast off. But off of that, I guess I'll go ahead and start. Terrence, I will acknowledge the fact that you did make a lot of valid points. And obviously, I'm going to be, like you said, I'm the delusional one on the podcast. I'm the delusional one. But everything that you said was facts. And I think that some of the things that we saw on Sunday, you can kind of point to it just being a lack of experience type deal. However, the reason why I guess I'll shoot us Bill is the fact that we're early in the season and a lot of guys, haven't had a lot of live reps when you just look at things overall. But in that same breath, there are certain plays that you expect to be made, i.e., Diontae Johnson dropping multiple passes, as you referenced, i.e., Xavier Woods missing a tackle on Jamar Chase because we just want to. I honestly have no idea what the goal was on that particular play.
Charles Harris too.
Yeah, Charles Harris. We missed a tackle on that same exact play. Like you said, Nick Scott, that's another guy that I'm going to shoot bail because realistically, how many live game reps has Nick Scott seen? In that same breath, when you have the opportunity to make a play and when you get the opportunity to make a play, because realistically, with all due respect, you're really not even supposed to be on the field if Jordan Fuller isn't hurt. But when you have the opportunity, these plays have to be made. So the loss hurts to me. And as y'all can see, like low key for me personally, I'm taking the loss even better than I would have predicted, to be quite frank with you. I don't know if it's just because, like, once again, the Carolina Panthers are competitive. What I will say and put on record for a fact is that no matter what game the Carolina Panthers walk into, I expect them to compete at a high level. And as a fan, I am cheering for us to win. So don't think, because I saw a lot of narratives being pushed on Twitter, just because really the fan base as a whole really took the loss relatively well. But I see a lot of narratives being placed and pushed on Twitter, like, people are okay with the Carolina Panthers losing. I don't subscribe to that believing at all. To me, a loss is unacceptable, no matter, which way it comes. However, you can still acknowledge the fact that week 1 and 2 Carolina Panthers looks completely different from week 3 and 4 Carolina Panthers. And if you want to look at Andy Dalton specifically being the reason why that's the case, then you can. However you want to look at it, the team looks completely different. And the fight that I saw, the resilience that I saw all throughout the game yesterday, I'm going to tip my cap to the team regardless. That doesn't mean that at times they wasn't on bullshit. Like, to me, it's completely undisciplined for you to have 2 pass interference calls before halftime. It's completely undisciplined and unacceptable. So again, I understand where Terrence is coming from, and I acknowledge that, and I receive that. I do shoot a couple of guys some bail just because of a lack of experience. But overall, the Carolina Panthers dropped to 1-3 at the end of the day, and that's what we have to look at, and that's what we have to talk about. So that's kind of my intro soliloquy, I guess you can say. For me personally, I'm not tweaking. I'm not budged. I'm not worried. Like I said on multiple occasions, this game, when I looked at the schedule, every time I looked at the schedule, this game was a loss to me. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, to me, were going to be too much for this Carolina Panthers defense and secondary to handle. And ultimately, that's kind of what it, what showed on the film on Sunday. So that's kind of where we're at.
A few of those calls were BS calls because I don't even know if I thought either one of them was PI. I think it was
the first one I got. The second one was bullshit.
I think they were more so on T. Higgins, bro. He was doing a lot of fighting, and I guess as a defender, you're not supposed to retaliate. So I don't really get that. But to go back to you saying you shoot a lot of the guys some bail, like I get it, but then at a certain point, when do you have to when do you expect them to step up and make those plays? Because all that we seen Sunday was our defense get thinner and thinner. That's all we seen Sunday. So a lot of those guys are going to be playing a lot more than Xavier Woods. He's a starter for sure, no matter who's hurt.
And he's a veteran. Hey, Xavier, for the record, Xavier Woods is not on that list. That was bullshit. Lack of execution, lack of fundamentals. That play as a whole was just piss poor.
Yeah, and
so he's not on that list.
Charles Harris, I don't shoot him any bail either because I watched him mess up multiple plays. I mean, just multiple, just not tackling, just very soft approach to the football. And I mean, like Nick Scott as well. Like those guys are gonna be almost every down guys with what we lost on defense and just the way this team has been banged up throughout the whole season. Like these guys are gonna have to continue to be on the field. So at a certain point, I can't really shoot them any bails. Like you're on the field. I mean, play like you're in the NFL. Like that play with Jamar Chase was just piss poor. Like, that's unacceptable. And so it didn't have to be a day where Jamar Chase and T. Higgins killed us. Because at first, T. Higgins was getting his shit off, and it was like, okay, it was a T. Higgins day. But Jamar Chase, for the most part, was quiet up until that point where he got that big play. Because when he got that play, he was like one reception for 63 yards, which was the touchdown.
And I think he ended with only like 2 catches, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
So I mean, you're right.
I'm fine with T. Higgins, like him being the one to kill us. And then also, we know Cincinnati does not have a tough run game. Like, that's something that I said in the previous week. Like, their run game is not good. So if you're in a position to where you can neutralize that, I mean, you're good. You're just making them throw the football and forcing them to use Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But if you take Jamar Chase out of the equation, now Joe Burrow only has T. Higgins, what we've seen for the better part of the game. But then when you start to allow a bullshit run game to gain confidence throughout the game and you just getting blown back off the ball and Chase Brown, first year guy, I think is he a rookie or a second year? I'm not even sure. Either way,
I think he's a rookie.
He was just having his way with the defensive line, and the shit just became embarrassing at a certain point because in multiple parts of the game, you had all aspects like really held together. And then it's just like we kind of let up and started playing piss poor. So I don't know.
And I don't want to go too far into the game, but like off of that as well, we still had an opportunity. Like, so it was like I think both sides of the football play an equal part in, us not getting the job done, because you can look at the start of the game where you have 4 opportunities to get inside the end zone on the 2-yard line and you fail to execute. That to me hurt. That to start the game off, you have a beautiful drive. We get the bomb to Diontae on the little 9 route for 20 plus yards. I think Chuba had a couple of nice runs before that even happened. And then he got a couple more runs off the back end of that. We get all the way down to the 2-yard line and fail to execute. Then, you can fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter just because we're kind of jumping around, and then we'll go in, a sequence, I guess, a specific order after. But fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter, you're down 7 points with about 4:50 left. You're down 7 points, and your defense gets off the field. Mind you, this is after Chase Brown was doing what he was doing, like you mentioned. Your defense gets off the field. The first play of the drive, dropped by Jonathan Mingo, completely unacceptable. And we'll have a conversation about him in a second as well, because now I understand why people were extremely frustrated with Terrace Marshall Jr., especially with being at camp the amount that I was this offseason. Like for me to see Jonathan Mingo at training camp and the way he was able to do what he was able to do, and then for us to go 4 weeks into the season and for him to have like 5 or 6 catches on a year, that is very frustrating. So I understand some of y'all's position with TMJ now that, some of the smoke has cleared. But all of that being said, it's just a ample amount of missed opportunities on both sides of the football, bro. That's really ultimately what it boils down to. Like, I tweeted this morning just because the first thing that I did literally when I woke up on Monday morning was went back and rewatched the game. And after I rewatched the game, because, when we're there, we're just there as fans, and I'm cheering and I'm involved, whatever the case may be. But after you watch the game, you take a step back, and it's just like, bro, literally this game was decided by about 4 or 5 plays. Literally. You have the Diontae Johnson drop. You have the third and goal and fourth and goal to start the game off. You have the fake punt, which I don't understand. Cool. I love the element of surprise. And to be honest, I like the decision. I just don't understand why in the fuck we're throwing the ball to Felipe Franks for the life of me. Don't understand that. But that's another play. The Jamar Chase play. And then the fact that, you like I said, you go all the way down that first drive, don't punch it in, and you give up 7. So already you're at a disadvantage. And then they come out of halftime and they walk the ball down the field. That probably was the worst defensive drive that I've seen from the Carolina Panthers all year, was that drive out of halftime. That shit was pathetic. That was pathetic. That was very, very nasty work. It was. Let's go through some stats real quick. Again, as you guys probably already know, 34-24 final from Charlotte against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see. We'll look at the Panthers first. Andy Dalton, 25 of 40 for 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't fault him for that interception. Ikem Ekwonu, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill because
no, man, because he also had a costly penalty in that game too. I forgot exactly where we were in the game, but he had
it was like the second quarter, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
And I'm like, bro, just get the shit together. Already after you already caused the interception because you just got beat like a fucking drum. Like, get it together, bro.
Yeah, I understand. Again, Chuba Hubbard. Just as a reminder, I was calling for Chuba Hubbard's job last year during training camp. Chuba Hubbard, by far, to me, right now, is one of the best running backs in the NFL. I'm willing to put Chuba Hubbard top 8, top 9 running backs in the NFL right now. And that's just me being unbiased. Because if I'm on my bullshit, my Panthers caping bullshit, I'm going to say like top 6, top 5. No cap. 18 carries, 104 yards, a touchdown, 5.8 yards a carry. One of the most efficient backs in the NFL. We talked about it on multiple occasions throughout the past, 2 or 3 weeks. What was it? 6.4 or 5.4, 6.4, 5.8 this week. I mean, Chuba Hubbard is exactly what the Carolina Panthers need. A young guy. I don't even remember when we drafted him. I don't even know what round we drafted him, but just a guy that you've seen develop internally from day one when he first got here all the way up until this point. Year 4? This is year 4 for him, I believe. Like, the shit is very, very impressive. Like, I think that if I had to do awards for the season right now, Chuba Hubbard will be my MVP. He's been the most consistent. He's shown the most growth. The development from him has been phenomenal. I just can't sing his praises enough, honestly.
Who was screaming that all off season? think it was somebody on this cast. I believe it was myself. In case you're lost, was screaming about Chuba all off season.
Did I miss something?
Especially in particular when Jonathan Brooks was drafted.
Did I miss something, Terrence?
Yeah, I don't know about screwing.
I gotta pull the tape. I'm not gonna say you didn't.
Pull the tape. It's okay. Just pull the tape.
I'm not gonna sit here and say you didn't, but I just gotta pull the tape. I personally just don't recall. That's just me. But sometimes my memory be shot.
It's convenient how it goes out on which topics it goes out on. But neither here nor there. Whatever.
At least I didn't deny it. I'm telling you that you may have been the one that was championing for the Chuba. I just don't. Only person I've ever seen stay consistent, extremely consistent on Chuba Hubbard from like 3 years all the way till now has been Aaron, has been Dunk. That's it. That's the only person I've ever seen. Dunk is like the captain, the conductor of the Chuba train, self-proclaimed. That's the only nigga that I've seen stay consistent on Chuba. I gotta go look at the film.
Well, if he's the captain, then I'm the nigga putting the the coal in the engine of that bitch to get it going.
I don't know. Yeah, you got.
I don't either, bro. I don't know either, bro.
I've been, and especially I know for a fact since week 1. Because I think I done gave him player of the game damn near every week except for 1.
Now that I will give you credit for. I don't know about the whole offseason. That I'll give you credit for. Miles Sanders also had a relatively good game. 6 rushes, 32 yards. He averaged 5.3 yards a carry. We really was having our way with them niggas in the run game. Diontae Johnson, 7 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. Just to add context there, he really could have had about 10, 11, 12 catches for about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not going to lie. So that's that there. XL finally gets in the end zone. 6 catches, 66 yards, a touchdown. Mingo, 3 catches, 24 yards. Going to defense, Xavier Woods led the team in tackles, 10 of them, and an interception, though the tackles that he had wasn't the one that we needed specifically. It wasn't, because when he had the opportunity to make a game-saving play to a certain degree, he came up short. But I will give him credit. He led the team in tackles, so shout out to X and the interception as well. J.C. Horn, 8 tackles, 1 TFL. X had a TFL as well. Josie Jewell, 7 tackles. Scrolling down, your boy, DJ Johnson, 6 tackles. How do you feel about that? You care to comment?
Trash.
Yes, I do care to comment because most of those tackles he was getting beat like a fucking drum and just chasing them upfield. Like he's ass, bro. Like he's ass. Me and Tavian were debating the play. Even when he did right and contain the edge, he was still ass. Like I watched the play because I was on his ass. I was like, bro, DJ Johnson is sorry as hell. And Tavian was like, well, he set the edge that play. And I was like, but he's just sorry as fuck that even if he set the edge, he could not make the play. Just still got
it was almost like he had glue on his hands and chest, right? Because as soon as he hit the lineman and sets the edge, he can't get off of him. Like he was stuck. He couldn't move off of him. He couldn't get around the block.
That's what I was told.
That's what I told Terrence.
The ball.
That's exactly what I told Terrence. I said he's great at set. I was like, maybe they were right. He can set an edge, but he can't do nothing with that motherfucker once it's set. I know that.
He's extremely slow off the ball, and his hands are not good.
And Jadeveon don't compliment him even better on. He don't compliment him better on that other side. I'll say that. Don't say nothing. Just move on.
He just has to get the job done, bro. He did. I mean, because he should really, like, realistically, if you look at the film, he should have like 4, maybe 5 sacks on the year.
Yeah, bro. He just doesn't know what to do once he beats his defender.
And it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I mean, I don't know how many times, like, we have to get so shallow to the line to realize that, oh, maybe what I learned in elementary and middle school about attacking the upfield shoulder, maybe I should start doing that. Like, it shit really pisses me off personally. But I'm not here to put the blame on one person specifically.
You shouldn't expect that from a vet, though.
What is this, year 10?
Yeah.
Year 9? For Cincinnati, let me see. Joe Burrow, 22 of 31, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Chase Brown, 15 carries for 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.3 yards a carry. That run defense is so pathetic. Zach Moss, 15 carries for 51 yards. Jamar Chase, 3 catches, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Only got 1 reception on J.C. Horn. It was a big one, so I will give him credit for that. However, J.C. Horn continues yet again this week to prove his point that he is one of the top cornerbacks in the league, and the Carolina Panthers will ultimately have to pay him at the end of the season. T. Higgins, 6 catches for 60 yards. And a lot of, I'll say this too. I want to say like all the T. Higgins catches, if I'm not mistaken, came in the first half. I don't know if he got any. I don't think he had any receptions in the second half at all, because I know he had like 4 of them holes on the first drive.
Yeah, I was about to say shit. Most of them came from the first drive.
The first drive, and that's all they. I want to smack everybody in my shit, everybody in my section, and there was this little badass little boy too. I wanted to put my hands on the nigga.
So they came in and packed out our stadium.
Yeah, I want to crash.
Also the Clemson fans too.
Yeah, I mean
you got that going on.
That's very true. That's very true. This is kind of when you look back at the game, this is why I say like you really can pinpoint 4 particular plays as being the reason why the Carolina Panthers lost the game, because I just want y'all to listen to these stats and just see how close the shit was. But this is where it just comes down to a point of like you just have to execute better. You just simply do. Time of possession for the Bengals, 28 minutes, 58 seconds. Time of possession for the Carolina Panthers, 31 minutes, 2 seconds. Total yards, 373 to 375, advantage Carolina. Passing yards, 232 to 220, Bengals. Rushing yards, 141 to 155, advantage Carolina. First downs, 24 to 24. Penalties, 5 to 6. The Panthers had more. Turnovers was dead even at 1 apiece. No sacks. Total plays on offense, 70 for the Carolina Panthers and 62 for the Bengals. Literally, like everything split damn near right down the middle. Everything toe-to-toe. Just really a devastating loss, honestly, because the game was right there in the balance. That's how I feel personally. I do. As y'all know, as you guys saw, the Carolina Panthers suffered yet another heartbreaking injury. Shaq Thompson torn Achilles, out for the year. I mean, this shit is just it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. You want to be angry, like you want, but at some point it's just like you just become overwhelmed, bro. You lose, your captain on defense and Derek Brown, the nonverbal captain, Derek Brown, week 1. Then you lose your verbal captain and Shaq Thompson week 4 after, losing him last year early in the season to the broken leg. This year, torn Achilles. It's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating. And Terrence, I know you had some thoughts on Trevin Wallace when he came into the game. We also lost Josie Jewell, according to Dave Canales Monday afternoon. He definitely will be out next week with the hamstring and a groin injury, I believe it is. I know he has like 2 injuries. One of them is a hamstring. I'm not sure what the other one is.
That's a hamstring and a groin.
Hamstring and a groin. Hamstring and a groin. They say he's more than likely going to be out this upcoming week against Chicago. Terrence, I know you had some thoughts about Trevin Wallace when he came in the game. If you would like to share those, you can. And also just kind of how y'all are feeling about Shaq Thompson going down and how that will play a part in our upcoming schedule and what this defense looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they're really simple. I just thought that I seen the reason why Trevin Wallace hasn't been getting a lot of playing time. I think his ability is there, obviously, but I just think mentally he just doesn't know where he needs to be on the field. He's a little challenged at the moment. There was one play where I seen Jadeveon Clowney engage with a blocker. Runners coming on the outside edge. Instead of Trevin Wallace attacking the ball carrier, he goes and runs right into the nigga that Jadeveon Clowney is blocking, which I can't for the life of me understand what was going through his mind on that. But it's just little stuff like that. He's just out of position. And I really hate the fact that Shaq got injured because that was his mentor. Like, if you want to get better at that position, that's the perfect person to learn from. And it's going to be harder for Shaq to do that on the sideline. And so I think that, we've seen a lot of big plays from Trevor Wallace throughout camp. And I think that Trevor Wallace, and with him getting a little better at the playbook, a little better at knowing where he needs to be, when he needs to be there, that Trevor Wallace is going to have to be the Trevor Wallace that we see the rest of the season because Shaq is down. And you got him and whatever, I forgot bro name that's out there.
Shirtless.
Yeah, him.
He's mid.
Yeah, so
he's mid to me.
Yeah, it's a very nasty linebacking core right now. The Shaq injury was huge because each week you look, you've seen Shaq leading the team in tackles. If you just watch the game, you've seen Shaq one of the first hats on the ball. You've seen Shaq actually blowing up plays and taking on lead blockers. Like, everything on that defense starts and ends with Shaq Thompson. Because typically, you will have DB, but he's out for the season. So once they get past that first layer of defenders, here comes the linebacker. Shaq is leading that charge. And I think now it's going to be a little bit more difficult to stop the run, even though it was before since DB is out. But now once you get to that second level, I'm not sure if we have any of those guys in that second level who can really, that I feel confident is going to be able to stop the run. So then that might lead to the safeties having to play in the box a little more. Then you leave JC and Mike Jack on the island. So I don't know. There's a lot of different situations that can be very, very nasty with this Shaq Thompson injury. And you hate it for the guy because last year we thought that year was going to be promising. And then one of his teammates makes a dickhead move and throws the guy on his leg and breaks it. And then this year,
after the play, not even close to the play, actually.
And then this year, that fucking bitch ass turf, non-contact injury. Yeah, it's just nasty. Hate it for the guy.
I don't know how many bodies the turf has to collect of our own for a decision to be made to get rid of the shit. I don't know who it has to go or who it has to be. I don't know what has to happen, but the shit is frustrating, bro. It really is. I tried to tell the nigga 2 years ago, like, be serious, bro. We honestly, I'm not here. A lot of y'all, I couldn't give a fuck about no concerts in Bank of America Stadium. I've never been to a concert in Bank of America Stadium, nor will I ever go to a concert in Bank of America Stadium, just to stand on the fact that I don't give a fuck about no concerts in Bank of America Stadium because I care about the football team.
Now you know good and well.
There's not one. Listen to me. There's literally not one person.
So
not one person.
You ain't going.
There's not one person.
So Thug gets free, and then they host a concert at BO. You ain't.
No.
He need a butcher. We know he can't sell that out, but just
yeah, we're not even talking about guys that can really sell out a stadium.
Tory.
So it wouldn't help. It wouldn't happen. Number one, number two. Even if it were to happen, I would not go. I'm telling y'all.
So you wouldn't go, Tory?
Huh?
Tory?
No. I'll catch them at the Ritz or the amphitheater when they come to Raleigh, whatever the case may be. But nope, not happening. I don't care about that shit that much. I really don't. So it really, really bothers me. It really does. Off of that, how many years does this guy have left on this contract, bro? Yeah, because this offseason we signed him to a 1-year deal. So Shaq Thompson, 1-year deal, 2024 offseason. It gets, and that's exactly what I want to know, and I want to hear from you guys. What is the decision? For me personally, just the way that Shaq Thompson played and was playing this season, I don't know if you can afford to let him walk, bro. Like it would have to. Trevor Wallace would have to make a significant jump. He would have to take a significant jump for me to be like, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with letting this guy go. Because right now, the answer is not on the roster. And I'm not convinced that you're going to go get one guy out of the draft that has the ability to provide your defense with what Shaq Thompson does. Because every single week this season, throughout the first month of this season, Shaq Thompson has jumped off the film. If you actually watch the film, You look at the All-22, you see what's going on. Even if you only watch the broadcast, Shaq Thompson damn near is in on every single play.
It doesn't have to be necessarily in the draft, but you can't. With Shaq Thompson's age, coming off of a broken leg and now an Achilles injury, at a position like this isn't like Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers, where you got an older guy coming back, and you can kind of supplement parts of their game. Like you have to be explosive as a linebacker in the NFL. You have to be able to get sideline to sideline. You have to be able to trust that leg and really drive on it and go after it, go make a play, go hit blockers, go hit the ball carrier. You can't. Unfortunately, if Shaq was a younger man, then yeah, you definitely would bring him back. But because Shaq is at the twilight of his career, I mean, it's not really. There's not too much value in bringing him back, especially not in the sense of you can go out and find what Shaq is going to be next year. You can go find that on the street. For sure. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
A 35-year-old linebacker. How old is Shaq? Shaq is 34.
I mean, I don't know how old he is. I just know he's a top 3 tackler in the NFL based off the numbers right now.
I mean, you can find it. You did it with Frankie Louisville.
Yeah, that was by chance.
Yeah, but
that was by chance, and that shit is like a once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, because Frankie is a demon. Frankie ain't rap tight, nigga.
Right, bro. Get.
So we talking about something totally different.
I'm just saying, like, there is a chance. Also, I mean, I disagree with what Yak said earlier. It's time for the Carolina Panthers to really invest into an actual, middle linebacker, or go try to find their franchise linebacker. And I think that if
they have one,
they don't got one anymore. And I think if I had to trust a guy to go and do that within the draft, it would be Dan Morgan. Like, it would be Dan Morgan.
Can I say something?
Don't say nothing about Trevin Wallace.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you just took 3 minutes to shit on Trevin Wallace, who was a goddamn damn near did everything but gave him head on draft night. And you just shit on him, and now you're telling me that you trust him to go make a decision to go find another guy that can replace a guy that's been top 5 in tackles this season.
What other option do you got? What's the point of bringing back Shaq Thompson on a 1-year deal, which we don't even know if he's going to be able to recover within that time frame? Because one, like Tavian said, he is older. So it's like, I mean, you just got to go get the job done in the draft, bro. We already seen that this is damn near a rebuild, which you hated that fucking term last year. This is not a rebuild. This is not a rebuild. It clearly is a fucking rebuild. So go rebuild every aspect of the team, which is going to find a middle linebacker. Like, it's so simple, bro. They don't have to make this shit complicated.
And you have, it's not like you don't have solid pieces. Like, you have solid pieces to start this rebuild. So long as they don't start shipping their pieces again, how they did with a DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, a Brian Burns,
what pieces all these do you have? I'm confused.
You still have JC Horn. You still have Derek Brown, who will be coming back.
Wait, slow down. Go slow, bro. Go slow.
I only hit 2 names. How much slower do you need me to go? I only hit 2. I'm only on 2.
You're going too fast, bro, because we have to break the shit down.
Okay, JC Horn. Fast. You have JC Horn.
No, you don't have JC Horn. You have JC Horn right now. But there's nothing to tell me. There's nothing to tell me that if JC Horn continues to play at the level that he's playing right now, there's nothing to tell me that he either goes to the Carolina Panthers and says, I need a new contract right now, or I will not be playing my 5th year, or I'll just sit out and just fucking wait and I'll leave.
Aren't the plans to pay him anyway?
I don't know what the plans are.
That's what was said in the beginning of the season, that the plans were going to be to pay JC after this year. So I don't
allegedly. Well, they've told us a lot of things over the years.
Yeah, okay.
They've said a lot of things over the years.
That's cool. They've said a lot of things over the years, but this is a new regime, and they put emphasis on that they were looking into paying him at the end of the year. So I think we take that for now. We take that for what it is. Going off the fact that we expect them to pay JC at the end of the year, Tavian, continue.
You still have Derek Brown, who will be coming back.
Okay, yes.
Who's paid, locked in. You still have Trevin Wallace, who's gonna have time to develop. I mean, bro, he's a first-year player, bro. Like, can the dude get more? And this was like
I
his
haven't said
20th.
listen, brother.
I'm
I
just saying.
haven't
I'm
said a
just saying.
word.
He's
I'm
only
just going
played like
based off what my
25.
co-host said.
I'm just saying he's only played like 25 snaps in his NFL career, meaningful snaps. Like
Okay.
we didn't even see
And
him make an
let me
appearance
tell you
week 1 and
something.
2.
Let me tell you something. In those 25 snaps, he looked horrible.
All right, that's fine. I mean, he's a rookie.
So don't say you. I mean, yes,
He's a rookie, bro. Like, give him. He's a rookie that was drafted in the 4th round for a reason.
Okay. Well, I mean,
like, give him some time. Do you plan on bringing Mike Jack back?
I mean, are you asking me?
I'm just.
You know what I'm going to say.
I'm pretty sure the front office is going to bring him back. You're not just going to let him walk because you don't have any corners.
Or we just go get Trav. That's simple. That's an easy solution. That's a simple solution. And we roll that bitch out both ways.
Okay, so you still can't have Mike Jackson on the roster? You can't have three DBs?
No, yeah, you absolutely can. I would actually prefer it that way because to me, Mike Jack is a dog.
All right, then. So, like, you feel me? You still have viable pieces. All I'm saying, my whole point is saying you still have viable pieces to build around.
So Shaq Thompson is just complete.
Shaq Thompson is clipped. This team has to get younger.
Yeah,
stop saying he's mud. Stop saying.
I didn't say he was mud. I said he's clipped.
Oh, okay. My apologies. My ears. My head. I'm used to having my headphones on, and I got my laptop a little low because I don't want it bouncing off my mic. I thought you said he's mud. My bad.
No, he's clipped.
I was about to be on your top, but I'm gonna let you slide.
Yeah, bro.
Now when he comes back off that Achilles injury, he might be fucking mud. but he hasn't been
retiring. He said, if y'all think I'm retiring, LOL, yeah, right, nigga. I'm back.
You might not be retiring.
And he also said last season that the comeback was finna be vicious. So and now he's right back. So
that bitch won't lie. And I mean,
if we call 4 weeks vicious, if we call 4 weeks vicious, then I know in unfortunate circumstances. Sorry, Shaq, but like,
I mean, the nigga was damn near leading the NFL in tackles, Tavian. Like year 11, year 12, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. He was right in his prediction up to the point that the turf claimed the victim.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and allow y'all to slander JC for his ability. The best ability is availability. So I'm not gonna allow the JC slander on him not being able to play.
Are we comparing JC Horn to Shaq Thompson?
I mean, has Shaq not missed now the last 2 seasons?
You want me to tell you the difference?
I'm just asking a question. There is no difference.
I'm in retaliation.
Yes or no missed the last 2 seasons? Has he yes or no missed the last 2 seasons?
In retaliation, I'm asking you a question. Do you want
me to
go
ahead.
The difference?
Tell me the difference.
The difference simply is Shaq Thompson has already given us 9, 8, 9, 10 years of injury-free football damn near. JC Horn has yet to do that for duration of an entire season. So let's not compare the two, nigga.
Okay, that's fine. But the circumstances are now that Shaq can't stay on the field. He can't stay healthy. So that's a knock. That is undeniably a knock on Shaq, especially the fact that he's an older player. So it just further proves the point that there's no reason that this team brings him back now.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. I have no indication that Shaq Thompson would want to leave Carolina because he will be a free agent. So we're having this conversation, and it could be another Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu situation where we offer him the most money, we do whatever we want to do, and he still decides to walk. So, the situation is just extremely unfortunate to see a guy go out like that 2 years in a row, twice just based off of freak accidents, one because of a bonehead play, and 2 non-contact, not even remotely close to the play. It's extremely unfortunate. My opinion is you re-sign him. I don't give a damn if it's only for 1 more year. He's shown you that he still has a lot left in the tank. He's shown you that, he still has the ability to be a top 5, top 6 linebacker in the NFL based off of tackle statistics. So we just talked about not allowing our pieces to walk away or to dick them off via trade. And now we're encouraging the fact that we should just let them walk yet again. I mean ass backwards.
And also he's saying that he's not contemplating retirement, but they did say after he got injured last year, he was already contemplating retirement. So we don't know how this recovery process is going to be for him. So that's kind of still up in the air. Like, it can go terribly bad and he just not want to play anymore. That's something that's absolutely possible. So we don't know. But I'm saying, like, if it comes to the terms where it's like, oh, do you pay Shaq Thompson or do you pay someone else? Or do you pay Shaq Thompson? Or if we pay Shaq Thompson, does that take away the fact that we still need to go be looking for a future franchise linebacker or pay Shaq Thompson? Then I'm going to say the latter. Like,
edge rusher or Shaq Thompson next off season?
Edge rusher.
Edge.
Okay. Right now you have DJ Johnson. I mean,
the fact that there was a nigga in the war room about to shed tears because we were able to get DJ Johnson is just befuddling to me. Everybody after that day should have been fired. The janitorial staff, the custodial staff, the front office, the scouts, everybody should have been fired for that move.
So what are we thinking about DJ Wan?
Fuck him. Because my whole thing is, and honestly, I say that, but I'll shoot him bail because I believe the guy has done nothing but what he's been asked. And I believe that he already knew that he had an injury. I put this on the front office yet again. This is a fuck up by the front office. It just simply is. There's no way that you can tell me that you didn't realize or didn't know that this guy's injury was this serious. And yes, Dave Canales gave a great report on Jonathan Brooks, Wanham, Barno, etc. But these guys still aren't available. And with every passing week that they aren't available, we feel it. We feel it. Joe Burrow yesterday, I'm damn near fearful for what Patrick Mahomes is going to do to us week 11, 12, 13, whenever it is. I'm fearful because the way Joe Burrow was just able to sit back, I mean, they had the nigga running hula hoop routes through all up and down the line of scrimmage. Nobody ain't still got a hand on him. He's scrambling for 11, 12, 13 yards with all the injury history he has on his lower body. It's just nasty. It's just really, really nasty. So all of that being said, I put that on the front office. And I don't think that DJ Wanham, I don't know if he moves the needle. Like, he's just another body. He's just another body.
Well, he's better than DJ Johnson, though. I think that would take some pressure off of Jadeveon Clowney. Well, honestly, I think Jadeveon Clowney just need to get his shit together on Dolo.
Because I'm about to say, everything I've been seeing from Jadeveon Clowney has been internal. It's been between the ears.
All I know is backtracking. When Cuzzo come in here, I'm going to get paid.
Yeah, that bet is off.
What?
How? That bet is off. Too many injuries. I think I prefaced the bet with that.
No, you didn't, bro.
I gotta go pull the film.
He just took out his best receiver, bro. He just literally took out his best receiver, and you talking about too many injuries?
Now let me ask you a question.
And he don't have his starting running back, and you talking about too many injuries?
Now let me ask you a question. What do you believe that Travis Kelce is going to do to this linebacking core when he walks in?
I don't know, because I haven't seen him do shit to nobody.
Shitting me? Was he not back to Travis form yesterday?
Yesterday, that's an anomaly out of 5 weeks of football.
Well, now he gets to go against Trevin Wallace and Sherrills.
That's crazy to say that was the anomaly and not the weeks before being the anomaly. Not gonna lie, especially when it comes to Travis Kelce.
I'm glad thank you for calling him out on that bullshit.
Hold on, what?
Thank you, bro. Thank you for calling him out on that bullshit.
I said that's crazy that you called it. You called last week's performance the anomaly and not the not the previous weeks where he wasn't producing.
Right.
I mean, that's the best tight end
ever.
Travis Kelce.
Not when everybody was telling me he's fucking washed and he's getting old. So shit. This week was the anomaly. If I got to go off the sample size he done in the last 5 weeks, where he been getting fantasy owners 2 points, and then all of a sudden he get 15 this week, it is a fucking anomaly. That's simple math. Process of fucking elimination. If he got you 2 points through 5 weeks, and the last week he get you 15, you tell me where the fuck the anomaly is.
My grandma used to have a great saying for people like you, but it was something about bridges, right? If everybody else jumped off a bridge, would you follow him? So just because everybody else was, just because everybody else, just because everybody was telling you, just because everybody else was telling your ass that Travis Kelce had fallen off, you fell for the fucking trap.
You did too. Guess who told me that shit like 2 days ago? You, nigga, you.
Pull the receipt.
You said all he's doing is getting older.
That sounds like something
that one that said that shit. So don't
just because it sounds like something I would say don't mean I said it.
No, you did say it, nigga. Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
You smiling too hard, nigga.
You know he.
Like, I don't. To be honest, I don't remember if I said it or not.
He like to lie. Like that's the crazy thing. He has a bad track record with lying.
Like I said, to be honest, I don't remember if I said it or not. I might have. Pull the clip.
Now niggas want to pull a clip for everything, knowing that y'all had that conversation one-on-one. That's why you always gotta watch niggas.
Exactly, bro. That's how he be lying.
Just pull the clip. Just pull the clip. That's all.
Y'all want to do juice? Let's go to juice. Then we'll talk about Diontae Johnson.
Thirsty, trying to choose. I'm not doing the intro this
week. I know I didn't hit last week. I will say, ever since we touched down in Vegas and came back, I've been cracking them niggas. I've been cracking their ass. And I hope that I hit tonight. I don't know though. Our tickets right now ain't looking too hot, fellas. I checked a second ago. Tony Pollard had like 1 carry for 3 carries for fucking 1 yard.
Don't talk. Just let it vibe.
I mean, 6 carries for 7 yards. That's what he. I mean, and then niggas be one. Matter of fact, never mind. Let me just chill. Would y'all like to go first?
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
I'm trying to look at my ticket from last week. Let me see.
You ain't.
I know mine didn't.
Tavian, go ahead. While he take his time, go take his.
I got y'all a nice 7-leg parlay. Money lines, you know how we like to do around here. Money line. Plus 13.98 on the ticket. Let's go ahead and lock it in. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. We're taking the Baltimore Ravens. We got the Houston Texans at the Buffalo Bills. We're taking the Texans. We got the Washington Commanders at the Cleveland Browns, or the Cleveland Browns at the Washington Commanders, excuse me. We're taking the Commanders. We got Alabama money line versus Vanderbilt. We got Clemson money line versus Florida State. If you're not fading Florida State, I don't know what you're doing. Where have you been? They're garbage. We got Tennessee at Arkansas, and we got Michigan at Washington. Again, Michigan money line, Tennessee money line, Clemson money line, Alabama money line, Commanders, Texans, Ravens, all money line. Ram it. Great fucking week.
All right, let me tell y'all. Y'all need to get in with me because last week I missed by 1. And you want to know who that was? The bitch-ass New York Jets. Everything else just freaking golden. Dallas, Minnesota, Michigan, Notre Dame, Clemson minus 21.5, Tampa Bay. That was plus 3,500.
That was a damn good lay.
I know. The Jets couldn't even score a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers is sorry. All right, but let me get my juice ticket. Okay, here we go.
I got it. Baltimore Ravens money line. Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
I got it, little bro. Step back. I got Michigan State and Oregon. I got Oregon minus 24.5. I got Missouri money line against Texas A&M. I got Boston College money line against Virginia. I got North Carolina money line against Pittsburgh. And I got ECU money line against Charlotte. Now that's plus 2,251. All of those, most of those are underdogs, but I mean, that's the way we rolling. Lock in. Y'all see, I was only off by 1 last week. And that one should have been a certified lock. So lock in.
I have a very simple one. Now, I don't know if Terrence is going to tell y'all the truth or not. Have I been hotter than fish grease since we've left Vegas, yes or no?
All of these tickets you claim you hit, I haven't gotten any of them.
The fuck? It don't matter if you got any of them. My FanDuel account got plenty of them.
Let me hold something, fish grease.
No, can't do it. I gotta spin it again. I gotta spin it. Excuse me. Baltimore Ravens money line over 46.5 Bills versus Texans. That's very slight, very easy. Commanders money line and Green Bay to cover -3.5 against the Rams. Plus 885, 4 legs. Make it simple on yourself. Baltimore Ravens over 46.5. Bills versus Texans. Commanders at home against the Browns. Green Bay Packers -3.5. That's that I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably the easiest money y'all gonna make all football season. The easiest money y'all gonna make. And you should have been taking notes. You were just crying about how you wasn't getting none of my plays. You should have been taking notes right then.
Well,
You should have been clicking it as I said it both times.
If you actually put
and
the ticket
confirming.
in, if you actually put the ticket in, then you can just send me the link.
I put all my tickets in. I'm not you and Taylor.
You didn't put the one last weekend.
Yes, I did.
You said you
I
wasn't.
put all my tickets in except one baseball.
Oh, so Terrence is the only one that don't be putting his shit in.
Yeah, I mean,
How do y'all know I don't put my shit in though?
because you say you don't put your shit in.
Verbalized to us.
That's
Yeah,
what, I'm about to say that's what you say out of your mouth, unless unless you just be fucking lying. So which one is it?
I mean, believe what you want, fuck nigga.
Okay, cool. So the nigga just be lying.
Yeah.
Back to my statement about Travis Kelce. I didn't say that shit.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
I can see it all over your face.
No, I didn't.
I can see it all over your face. Okay. So as we know, we kind of hinted at it a second ago. Rashee Rice goes down for the year for the Kansas City Chiefs, their number one option. And for whatever reason, I don't even know why Adam Schefter's bitch ass had us in his mouth. Pause. I don't even know why he wanted to mention our name on the Pat McAfee show. I really don't. I don't get it. But the rumor came up that the Kansas City Chiefs could potentially be looking for a trade partner. At which point during this segment, he mentioned Adam Thielen and Diontae Johnson. Now, as we've seen over the past 2 weeks, though we have been tough on Diontae Johnson on this particular episode because he did drop multiple passes yesterday or Sunday afternoon when the Carolina Panthers faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals. However, that being said, we've seen a significant improvement in Diontae Johnson from week 1 and 2 to 3 to 4. He has shown himself to be a viable receiver number one, specifically for this organization that, has had troubles in the past with their wide receiver room over the last 6 or 7 years. So I say all of this to kind of present the conversation and the topic to the group. If you're the Carolina Panthers, do you consider extending Diontae Johnson right now? That's number one. And number two, if you don't, based on where you believe you're going to finish the season, do you consider trading Diontae Johnson or Adam Thielen at the deadline? More particularly Diontae Johnson. Actually, we'll just keep it on him.
You go ahead, Tavian.
Yeah, you absolutely consider it. I mean, what would be preventing you at that point from considering trading away a guy who is not even guaranteed or promised to sign back with you next season or during this upcoming offseason for a chance to improve your draft stock or draft status? And, especially if, like as Terrence alluded to earlier, if you plan on going for a guy like a Travis Hunter with the pick that we assume the Carolina Panthers will have a top 4 pick in this upcoming draft, right?
I don't assume that, but go ahead.
Okay, well, rational fans assume that the Carolina Panthers will have about a top 4 pick in the NFL, maybe 5 if you're JJ, or if you're JJ, pick 32.
No, just number 10, 11, or 12.
But you absolutely do. You absolutely can. You have that conversation, to say the least, and you at least have to see what the Chiefs or anybody else really is willing to give you for a 1-year rental guy. Can you get some return on investment early on? Especially with the way that we've seen the Panthers trade for guys in the past for one season just to let them walk out in the offseason and get absolutely nothing for them. So I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree with Tavian. I think it's a conversation to be had. I think what Diontae Johnson has done over the past 2 games makes that conversation a little more difficult. But I think you can be to the point now where you go to Diontae Johnson and say, okay, what ballpark are we kind of looking at this moment in time? And if that number is not anywhere near to what we, foresee it to be, then I think that you definitely entertain those offers. I think with the state of the team, I don't think any offer should be off the table. I don't think you go into trade talks and be like, no, I don't want to talk to you about a trade. I don't want to talk to you about a trade. I'm to the point where it's like, how much more selective can you be with this team? Because we're not a good football team. I mean, I hope y'all aren't gassed up off of that Raiders game. We're not a good football team. So I think any way that you can see improvement with the team, whether that be through the draft, the offseason, et cetera, like you have to have those conversations. I don't think we're in a position to really be doing too much bargaining. But like I said, I think Diontae Johnson over the past 2 games have made that conversation a little harder. But it's like, hey, that's not something that a conversation can't handle. Okay, do you see like where are we looking at long term with the Carolina Panthers? Okay, based off of that, how much money are you looking at? Like something, have a conversation with the agent. If the numbers are too far off, if the shit just not gonna work, you kind of know if it's gonna work or not when you get into that room. Then I mean, whatever conversations come your way regarding the trade, I think you talk about it.
Do you know what I'm going to say already? I need you unmuted.
Hold on, because I damn near believe the way XL played, other than those 2 drops.
Can we just get him catching with his hands first and not his body? Can we go one step at a time?
I mean, Diontae Johnson catches with his body too. That's why he drops every fucking thing. That is true.
That's not true.
He's not a true pass catcher with his hands, bro.
That's not
if he
true.
was, then he would make that. Yes, it is, bro. Go back.
I did. I have. There were about 3 or 4 plays where he legitimately made a play with a defender all on his body out front.
Yeah, the one that you seen out of bounds. Wow. You want to talk about a fucking anomaly? Yeah, that's one. That's one.
Anomaly. That's not an anomaly. Don't try and sit here and okay. Nevertheless, I need you unmuted. Because I'm on your ass. This is why I said from the very, 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 very beginning, pay Diontae Johnson before the season even starts. Because now you have to have these conversations, right? Because now, after what you've seen over the past 2 weeks, it makes life a lot more difficult for you. It does. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I don't predict that Diontae Johnson will slow down even in the slightest bit. Because if we look at the back end of that season and we're talking about the Cowboys and we're talking about the Eagles and we're talking about the Chiefs, I predict you're going to have to throw that football more times than you run it. So in correlation to that, I believe Diontae Johnson will be getting way more targets. I believe that will result in him having way more catches, way more touchdowns, and the price of the brick continuing to go up. So my whole position from the very beginning was pay Diontae Johnson so we don't even have to have this conversation on FPFO. Because now I look at the situation and I say, well, I mean, if Diontae gets in that room during the offseason and the nigga is talking dumb for some shit that we just simply can't pay, you got to let him walk for free. And that's not the answer.
Bob,
that's not the answer.
What we also seen over the past 2 weeks, you still have a fucking drop problem. The same reason Pittsburgh got rid of you. You still have a drop problem, bro. Like that's still very relevant. Yes, it is. You shaking your head, but it's like, bro, how many passes do you see? How many passes did you see T. Higgins dropping last week? I'll wait.
I don't know because I wasn't watching the film to look at Cincinnati.
Because if the shit stood out, you will be able to call it out. So I mean, you still have a drop problem there. So it's like I'm not too pressed to like be all in all on Diontae Johnson.
I don't think he has a drop problem.
I don't think a drop problem.
The Steelers let him go because he was quote unquote a diva in the locker room, and he got absolutely fed up with the situation. And by all accounts, I mean, you can definitely tell where that would rub off on the team because I saw it during training camp and I saw a couple of plays yesterday. However, I mean, I can deal with it personally. If you're making money on that field, I can deal with it. And to be honest, the past 2 weeks, Diontae has made money. He has. He's made this offense look significantly better over the last 2 weeks. Significantly better. If Diontae Johnson was not in this wide receiver room this week or last week, there's no way you even come close to putting up the numbers that you put up. That is
And you have
that is a fact.
the 32 ranked wide receiver room.
Touchdowns. We don't have to talk about the touchdowns. We can talk about the third down conversions. We can talk about the chunk plays that he's gotten on the little crossing routes.
Okay, let me interrupt you. And this is why this franchise is mediocre and will forever be mediocre because of people like you. You can deal with the fact that Diontae Johnson is a fucking diva, even though Mike Tomlin couldn't deal with it. But you're willing to put that shit aside and deal with it.
You want me to tell you why? Have you seen him be a diva? And has at any moment in this whole season has that conversation even come up? That's just me personally.
No,
who was on the sideline tweaking last week?
You have a small sample size though. We seen him be a diva in training camp, but just because you seen him be a diva in a couple of the games this season, but just
I don't know if it's him being a diva or if he's just being a fucking competitor.
Just because you
I don't know if that, but even that, what y'all are debating though, like I don't know how relevant that is to the conversation of, you know, him being traded potentially. Like I think the premise of him being traded is solely needs to be predicated not around Diontae Johnson, not around his attitude, not around anything other than the fact that is it in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers? Will it make the Carolina Panthers better?
To pay him. That's what's in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers, to pay him this money right now before the trade deadline occurs. Within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we should be getting a notification from Joe Person, Sheena Quick, Vashti, David Newton, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport. Breaking news: Carolina Panthers extend wide receiver Diontae Johnson for 4 years, whatever the fuck $1 million. X amount guaranteed. That's the notification we should be getting. That's what's in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers. Allowing Diontae Johnson to walk with you not being a sexy destination for free agent wide receivers, for free agents in general, with your track record in drafting, is not ideal. It's not.
I think I definitely can see a world where the Panthers roll out Diontae Johnson and Xavier Legette as the 1 and 2. I think I can see that.
The bitch nigga Adam Thielen, he wanted to go talk to the media during the little golf tournament about how he wanted to be a chief. Go let the nigga be a chief then. Fuck him. We can't use him anyway. He on IR right now.
But KC but that's just not going to be in that trade talk because I don't think KC makes that trade knowing that. I mean,
yeah,
why?
Because they have too many. They have too many receivers on IR. They don't need another one.
I was about to say, why the fuck would they go?
Because he's coming off. Because he's coming off, and he's shown himself to be still a sure-handed wide receiver that can convert on first downs, that makes big plays in big moments, that can still score touchdowns, that can still get open, that can still find the soft spot in zones, et cetera, et cetera. He's never been a blow the top off a defense type receiver, and that's not what they're looking for because they have Xavier Worthy. So I don't know why we can't negotiate Adam Thielen in a trade talk for a 4th or 5th round pick. I'm not here to say that's not the case. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Would you agree?
Yeah, and if those desperate measures mean, entertaining trade talks for Diontae Johnson, then so be it.
But that's just you personally because you don't like the nigga.
I don't know.
And to be honest, this conversation is kind of jaded because you haven't from the very beginning, Terrence. From the very beginning, you haven't given Diontae Johnson a fair shot. So unless that bitch was putting up 150 and 2 tutties every single week, Terrence would find a way to say that nigga is not it. He's not the answer.
No, bro. This whole narrative came from you once you put the nigga in Jeddah's conversation. That's where the whole thing started.
I never put him in Jeddah's conversation.
We had a whole 30-minute segment.
That's because y'all don't listen. That's because y'all don't listen to what I was saying. The only reason Jeddah even got brought up in that conversation was to initiate the point that he reset the market for what wide receivers would be looking to get paid. That was the only reason why Jeddah got brought up in that conversation. It had absolutely nothing to do with talent, absolutely nothing to do with what I believe Diontae Johnson was supposed to get paid. It was just me initiating the conversation to say that if Jettis is doing this and he's resetting this market already, what do you think CeeDee Lamb is going to do? What do you think Jamar Chase is going to do?
We get all of that. All I said was Diontae Johnson shouldn't have to worry about Jettis resetting the market because unfortunately his bag is going to be nowhere near that. And so that's fine.
That's fine. Yet his bag is still going to be significantly larger than it would have been if you would have paid him in the offseason.
He's going to get a Brandon Ayuk bag. This is about what he is.
I damn near. Yeah, I don't
see, and that's exact. And you see how you just did it. Look, like nigga, yeah, right. You're not that. See that, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro.
Johnson unfortunately was never given a fair shot from you, and I don't know what it's gonna take for you to realize.
Did I not say he had Did I not say he had a great game last week? Did I not say that? Yeah, you don't. You never remember shit. But then you come on here and say that one of the plays that cost us the game, or you seen 5 or 4 turning points in the game, was him dropping the fucking ball. That's the problem that I have. He dropped 2 touchdown passes. When are we gonna stop letting niggas slide for being fucking mediocre, bro? That's what's wrong with this fucking franchise. Y'all are soft as fuck. That shit blows me, bro.
So what do you want? So what would you like to do? So what you would
get
like
on
to
him.
do?
Get on him.
So what you would like to do?
Fucking mediocre play, bro. I swear to God, y'all love that shit, bro.
So what you would like to do? What you prefer?
Now his bitch ass is on the bench, which I've been cheering for. Cool, he's on the bench. We see a new offense. I came on here and cheered for that shit. Yeah, put his ass on the fucking bench. If we got to start Andy Dalton to see something new, put his ass on the bench. But all of a sudden, Diontae Johnson, you can drop 2 touchdown passes that gives us 14 points, but we still want to fucking pay you like a Brandon Ayuk because we're such a mediocre fan base that we're okay with mediocrity. That's fine. We allow that shit in this fan base. That's what it is, bro. Niggas are soft. Like that's what you got to come to realize. Can I
ask you a question? Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? I'll let you speak. Can I ask a question now?
What
is the alternative?
What do you mean? Entertain the fucking.
What point don't you? What part of that question don't you understand? What is the alternative? Are you going to roll Xavier Leggett out there as your wide receiver 1?
What did you just tell me to do? Go get Trav in the draft. You can entertain the trade talks with
but Travis, unfortunately, for everybody that's delusional enough to believe that Travis Hunter is going to be playing both ways on the NFL level, I'm here to tell you right now that shit is not happening. He will be drafted as a cornerback, and he will be strictly a cornerback, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 formations designed specifically for him. So that doesn't fix anything that we're talking about right now in that wide receiver room.
Well,
that's number 1.
You got a lot of different alternatives.
No, you really don't.
You entertain the talks with KC, or you go find another trade partner the same way you got Diontae Johnson.
Yeah. And see, I could take the stance that that's actually what's wrong with this fan base, is the fact that we're so detached and we're so numb, I guess, to the fact of, like, when you actually have talent in the building, you should probably do everything in your damn power to keep it.
Like Brian Burns, right?
Like Brian Burns. No, yeah, exactly. Like Brian Burns, like Frankie Louvu and Jeremy Chin, who just led their team in fucking tackles, both of them sitting at the top of the totem pole, while we're getting fucking I can't even say that. My apologies. I can't even say that while we're getting absolutely abused in the run game. Like Christian McCaffrey, who went on to have 2 or 3 phenomenal seasons in the MVP conversation, realistically should have won MVP. Must I continue? Like Cam Newton.
Brian Burns has a whopping 1 sack. Yeah, pay the nigga $30 million. Cool. Because he's not that, bro.
All right,
he's not that.
So let Diontae Johnson walk. Tavian, are you under the same belief as well? Let Diontae walk or trade him.
I'm saying no.
Not only
are you trading him, you're trading him for, bro. I can go ahead and tell you right now. You remember how we had a conversation about trade value and how I tried to tell y'all that niggas was not getting no bitch ass first for Brandon Ayuk? What do you think the Carolina Panthers will get for Diontae Johnson, realistically?
Well, they got offered. That's neither here nor there. They got offered.
I don't care what they got offered.
Whatever.
Just rumors.
I'm not. Don't rope me into that whole Do I think they should just let him walk? I said they need to. What?
Listen
Go
to
ahead,
me.
bro. What?
Listen to me. What do you believe the Carolina Panthers will get for Diontae Johnson as it pertains to draft capital? That's the only answer that I want from y'all.
Tavian, I literally said the same thing you said after you made your comment. I said I agree with everything Tavian said. You entertain the fucking trade talks. You go in the room, talk to them. If you can't get to an agreement on the numbers,
niggas can't answer my question.
Bro,
Niggas can't.
I mean, I think you talk. All right, cool. KC, you need a wide receiver one. Hollywood ain't walking back. Rashee Rice ain't walking back through that door. All you got is Travis Kelce.
Nigga, all we got is Pat Mahomes. You don't got no leverage in this situation, nigga. You don't got no leverage in this situation.
So do you want me to answer the question? Do you want me to answer the question, or do you want to answer the question?
We got Pat. I just want.
Do you want me to answer, or do you want to answer it?
And stop making me.
Because you asked me the question.
I just want y'all to give me a simple.
You asked me the question. I'm trying to answer it. I'm trying to answer it. You ain't gonna let me answer.
Go through the whole fucking scenario. I just want y'all to tell
me. Because
what do y'all?
Well, if you would have let me finish, I was about to knock on the fucking door. Now I don't even want to knock on the fucking door anymore, right? Because I was about to say, give me a third and a fucking fourth. But that's crazy.
And so you believe that the Kansas City Chiefs would give you a third and a fourth for Diontae Johnson?
Are y'all going for a three-peat or not? Are you going for a three-peat or not? Do you have the team? Do you have the team that can win the Super Bowl right now this year or not?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if Diontae Johnson's stock is as high as a third-round pick. I don't know if you can find a team in the NFL right now that is a contender that will give you a third or a fourth round pick for Diontae.
Okay, so cool. And then in that scenario, then I say, if you can't get a third and fourth for him, then you pay him.
And damn it,
and I'm fine with that.
And damn it, if I go and tell you,
and after we're doing all of this, you know, the trade deadline is like week 8, week 9, week 10, something like that. So after we're doing all of this, he already done put up an additional 500, 600, 700 yards, an additional 4, 5, 6, 7 touchdowns.
Okay, so, well, I'll fork up an additional $1-2 million for a few extra weeks of production, so I can field out my offers and make the best decision for the organization.
Terrence, what's his draft value? What's his trade value?
And one thing I'll go in there and say, if I don't went and shopped around on these other teams and they tell me we can't even get a third or a fourth for you, you better come in this bitch and act accordingly when it's time to talk money.
Why? Why would I have to come in and act accordingly? Nigga, only thing I'm going to do is hit the free agent market anyway. So what the fuck am I adding according for y'all for?
Hey.
Niggas don't got no direction, don't got no future. The quarterback you just drafted last year is complete dog shit.
So who the hell
you in draft calls for trade talks for that? So what am I coming in acting accordingly
so
for?
Why do you even
nigga,
think
when I come in that room, nigga, you should have the red carpet rolled out with 2 bad bitches on both sides of me and a feast in front of me with your hand and feet and knees on the fucking ground. Bowing to me, nigga.
Yeah.
That's how
you've been watching. It sounds like you've been watching too many Diddy videos. It sounds like me.
I'm just telling you, that's just real.
Going to get them shipped out because
that's just real life. That's just real life. Because now this is a situation that we had to deal with, and I mean,
real life is you're clearly digging your heels in on this position. But truthfully, the Panthers need to do what's best for them. And if what's best for the Panthers is to field offers for Diontae Johnson because the team is out of playoff contention and, like you said, needs to find a direction for the future. And you just said the quarterback they drafted last year is dog shit. So we might have to go back and get another one. So we need as much draft capital as possible to take as many shots at this thing as we can. And Diontae Johnson, if you don't want to play for the right fucking price, goodbye. We'll get you to another team. That's the reality of the situation because it's Diontae versus the Panthers. Like at that, you're making it a Diontae versus the Panthers thing when it really didn't have to be that way. But since we're here now, fuck them.
Dude, that's what it is. That's the reality. And
it's not the reality.
No, it is the reality.
The reality is Diontae Johnson can have a phenomenal season and get paid by the Panthers this year. Or Diontae Johnson can also get fucking traded if the Panthers are not competitive.
Okay. And so then I'm asking y'all, what do y'all believe his trade value is? I still yet to get an answer.
Third and a fourth. Here you go.
My whole thing is, why do you believe that you would get that for that nigga? Right? Like
You asked me what the value that I assigned to him is, and I just gave it to you. A third and a fourth.
Okay, cool. And
I think he's worth a third and a fourth.
A third in 2025 and a fourth in 2026.
If that's how you want to dice it up, sure.
I mean, because you would be delusional to think that you would get a third and a fourth in the same year.
Bro, however you want to dice it up, I think his value is at a third and a fourth.
Can I get somebody to measure it too? Because I really don't.
What do you mean somebody to measure it to, nigga? You know how this shit goes. You know how you have a semi-understanding, just like all of us do, a semi-understanding of how NFL execs assess talent and assess potential and assess productivity, and you also know how trade deals go. Well, now you got Diontae Johnson for Diontae Jackson, and I believe they threw in a pick, if I'm not mistaken. Did the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if they didn't, regardless, Diontae Jackson and a 6th or 7th round pick for Diontae Johnson.
Yeah, well.
So now I'm asking you,
if we're going
to trade value, if we're talking strictly draft capital, because there would be no point in trying to get a player in return.
Yeah,
it would just be pointless.
Okay. Let me answer. I damn near don't even think you can. If you're gonna put it like that, I damn near don't even think you will get a third for the motherfucker.
And that's my point, nigga. Thank you. That is my point. So what would prevent you from paying the nigga now? That's my point. If you're not going to get a third, at the very bare minimum, a fourth, and if I got a fourth, it would have to be multiple picks. If you can't do that, then nigga, we not talking business no more. We talking damn near mental incapability.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, I took the stance at the beginning of the year. I don't care if you got to wait to the end of the year to pay him. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
So get Ram then.
I mean,
that's no problem. Get Ram on the books then, or you just listen to JJ when I said pay him in the preseason.
Who would? Okay.
When I said pay him in the preseason, or you just listen to JJ now and you pay him before the deadline. Simple. You can shop him right now. Shop him right now. Cool. Shop him all you want if that's going to make your dick hard. Shop him. See what his value is. And then when you realize that you're not going to get any real return for him, you pay him.
Okay, so what's the acceptable value for you that you will be like, get him out of here?
There's a third. A third. But what I believe, do I believe the Carolina Panthers can get a third for Diontae Johnson right now? No, I don't believe that they can get a third for Diontae Johnson right now. I actually believe that teams get aroused when they see Dan Morgan, Dave Tepper, whoever the fuck, make a phone call to propose a trade because they know, oh yeah, we got him. Let's go ahead and get the baby oil ready and all of that other shit that Diddy had going on because we about to fuck him. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So yeah, a third. And I don't believe that you can get a third for him right now. So in that instance, I don't understand nor see the position that we take being, yeah, we're going to just trade Diontae Johnson for free. And we have an unproven rookie in Xavier Leggett. We have a banged up 36-year-old white man that somehow is still making plays. We just don't understand how or know how. But we saw how that experiment went. We have a basic ass Jonathan Mingo, who we know in practice he looks like Jesus Christ himself, but when it's game time, he ain't worth the fuck. David Moore.
These are the niggas.
And Jalen Coker.
This is funny because these are all the niggas you gassed up.
So, I mean,
listen, if a single person was to just not have, if they were blind and were to just listen to you coming out of training camp and shit, they would think these niggas were the second coming of Jesus Christ the way you hyped them up.
It's not. Listen, bro. It was never about them individually. It was about what they could do as a unit. And ultimately, that's my only position. This unit is 10 times better with Diontae Johnson present in the room than it is without him. Because then Xavier Leggett doesn't have to be a wide receiver one. Then Xavier Leggett can just be simply what he was on Sunday against the Bengals. Nigga, when we need to come to you and when you win your routes at the top, then we're going to deliver you the football. And if not, then we'll just go to option number 1 and give him 13 targets. Option number 1 being Juice, aka number 5, the nigga that has Johnson on the back of his jersey. Simple. And all of this would have been avoided. We wouldn't even have to have this conversation if we would have just paid him in the off season.
He didn't show what he could do yet. I get it.
Well, he's showing you now. And every single game that goes by, you can damn near add $300,000 to $400,000 extra dollars on his contract. Every single game that goes by.
Dave got it.
Well, better hope that cap space allows you to do so. MVP from Sunday.
Chuba.
Okay.
Do I need to give an explanation?
Not at all.
DJ Johnson. Nah, I mean, obviously it was true, but bro, I mean, there's no other answer.
Yeah, I probably agree.
Oh, okay.
Who I thought? You thought I was gonna say Juice? I could have, but you're lucky. You need to be thankful that he had a couple drops. Be thankful.
I don't need to be thankful.
That's why
he need to be better, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's
He need to
crazy.
do his job better, bro. Telling
That's
me
crazy that you said be thankful for drop touchdowns.
What are we talking about here, bro? 14 points? What are we talking about? And this nigga had the nerve to act like he was getting mad at Dave Canales for calling the back shoulder fade. But it's like, bro, if you want to get no, don't shake your head, nigga. If you put one of these other receivers there, they making that play, bro.
Who?
He just has to be the receiver to make that play.
Who?
Well, there was two on the field for a fact that are making that play.
Who?
Jamar and T.
I don't know how true that is.
Bro, stop with this shit, bro.
I don't know how true that is.
Please stop with this, bro. Stop with this. This has been 2 weeks in a row. At a certain point, you got to get it right, bro. We just can't have them drops. Not the state that your team is in, bro. Every little point we need. We can't even fucking miss extra points because that shit is damn near liable to cost us games, bro. So them
if T. Higgins becomes a free agent, then I'll be on y'all side. If T. Higgins becomes a free agent and we have the ability to sign him, put it that way.
And we get Juice gone.
I mean, that wouldn't be my first. I would try and sign both of them. Because I'm the type of nigga that I'll have the bank turned up regardless. Because I'm the type of nigga that I would have sat Bryce ass probably after week 6 or 7 last year when I saw he had the inability to move the football. Because the bank is too quiet and it's too dead for me personally. I'm not going. Sunday, shit had a little energy in it. It had a little spark. It did.
Cincy fans.
Nah, I mean, it was Cincy fans, but it was a good amount of Panthers fans in there too. It was a really, really solid amount of Panthers fans in there as well. For sure. I can't even do the fan base like that. They were in the building. They just don't really. We just. I don't know if they just don't understand the game or what. But like when we get a stop on, when it's 4 minutes and some change left in the game, and we're only down 7 points, and it's third down, we have the ability to force a punt, and niggas are sitting down. That to me is a red flag. You feel me? And I guess that may be something that's going to take time to break. But that's just like a lack of knowledge of the game or just you not being passionate enough for JJ. And I have a problem with that because I'm standing damn near the whole game. So if you behind me, nigga, I'm wide bodied and I hope you brought your walking shoes because, nigga, you're going to have to stand too if you want to see because I'm up. I'm up. And don't let it be a crucial third down because I'm turned up. I damn near want to take my shirt off out this bitch. But that's just me. And I understand everybody isn't like me, so.
That's the energy you should have though when you're at a game. I'll give it to you. You know, that's the real fans. That's the good shit. But that's just not what y'all got right there.
And also
it's not in your section.
The energy you should have when your team is making important decisions in the front office.
Yeah, like paying Diontae Johnson whatever he asked for,
or trading him for a good piece.
For a third round. for a third round piece. Yep.
Yeah,
There's
whatever,
a third round piece.
whatever Dan Morgan in the front office considers good.
Yeah, and see, I just won't bend over backwards for a fuck nigga that ain't showing me shit yet. Because Dan Morgan also went and traded for DJ Warner. So,
I mean, is the jury not still out on DJ? He hasn't played yet. Well,
that's the fucking point. You traded for a nigga that was hurt, and you didn't know the severity of the injury. So imagine me bending over doing handstands because a nigga decided that X amount was good enough to go for a wide receiver one that you haven't had since Steve Smith Sr., nigga. Fuck are we talking about? Come on, dog.
Hold on. You said what?
Don't worry about it. It's too
hold on. What you said? Diontae Johnson. We haven't had a wide receiver.
I guess how you want me to sound it out, nigga. Because I mean I don't know if you think that I'm not gonna stand
DJ
on
Moore
or what.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, are you fucking dumb? You must be.
I won't even say what I really want to say.
Yeah. Don't say it. Don't embarrass.
I won't even say what I want to say about him. Because I know what I know about the fan base is they love DJ Moore. So I'm a chill. And I know you specifically
He's
love him.
better than Diontae Johnson.
Is he?
Yes. The fuck? What do you mean, is he?
All right, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Four Panthers fans only.
Look at the stats if the film don't show enough.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Dude, Diontae Johnson had Kenny Pickett throwing him the football for the better part of his fucking career.
I don't give a fuck who he had throwing on the better. I don't give a fuck who he had throwing on the football. Bro had PJ Walker throwing on the football and had that.
We gonna act like PJ Walker won't turn up?
Is PJ Walker better than Kenny Pickett?
Do you want me to give you an honest answer?
I mean, do you want to put the podcast validity in check?
I'll go on record, and I don't have the tag at the beginning of this video because production is just off this week. PJ Walker is 1,000,000,000% a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett. Yes.
So a nigga that served his whole life sentence in the XFL. Okay, cool.
Hey, we gotta wrap it, man.
Yes.
DK's over there dicking off our tickets. I gotta get to it.
It's not just him; it's everybody. Tonight is a Vegas night.
I think he gave us a crash out ticket.
And the Lions are up 14-0. Yeah. See, this is why I don't share my tickets with niggas, bro.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man.
Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure to tune in to the live stream on Friday. We will be back with our Week 5 game preview against the Chicago Bears. The Carolina Panthers are on the road. Another tough loss for the Carolina Panthers. Week 4 against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Again, we will be back. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, drop a follow. You can find all of our social media pages down below, as you guys can see right now on the banner. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for tuning in.